Welcome to BK Technologies RES 200, Basic Conventional Programming with Lab. This course will only touch on basic functions and programming capabilities. Refer to Advanced Conventional Programming for additional information. The software is broken into three main parts: global, system, and zone. We will focus on the global settings, configuring a zone, and configuring a channel. For the purpose of this course, I will use Multi-Channel View. This setting can be found under View, Channel View Selection, Multi-Channel View. This is a cosmetic setting and does not affect how the radio is programmed. Under the Common tab, let's focus on the radio box. Here is displayed the band of the code plug, the radio's name can be set, and the radio's factory assigned ESN is displayed. Next, we will focus on the backlight box. From here, we can control when the radio's backlight will automatically illuminate. We can also adjust when the display will time out and turn off. Always on is the default and recommended setting. Under the Global Conventional tab, we will focus on the radio's display. The radio supports 3-line display. If an alternate line is configured, the radio will flash back and forth. Some of my favorite settings would be the channel label, zone label, frequency, radio name, and unit ID. Now click on the Zone tab. From here, if you need to add or delete a zone, use the +Z or -Z buttons. To change the zone name, click on the Zone Setting button. From here, you can edit the alias for the zone. Once done, you can close this pop-up. To add or delete a single channel, use the +CC button or the -C button, respectively. To add or delete multiple channels, use the +/-C button. From here, you can list the channels you wish to add or delete. Individual channels can be separated by a comma, and ranges can be expressed with a hyphen. Once the channels have been added, it is time to configure them. This course will only cover the basic parameters required to communicate. Refer to the advanced lesson for more information. Before we begin, a warning. Only use approved frequencies provided to you by the frequency manager. Unauthorized use of a frequency can result in prosecution from the FCC. Edit the label to match the desired channel name or alias. Receive frequency is where we input the receive frequency. Receive mode determines if the channel receives an analog or digital signal. Receive CG determines the code guard or PL tone for that channel. For DPL, use D, then the number. If the channel is receiving in digital, adjust the NAT code to match. This is a hexadecimal number. 293 is the default and carrier squelch. Scrolling to the right, we now set our transmit frequency. For receive-only operation, set this to 0. We set the radio to transmit analog or digital. We set the transmit code guard or PL tone. Again, if using a DPL, type D and then the number. If the channel is transmitting in digital, adjust the NAT code. This is a hexadecimal number. The default is 293, which is also carrier squelch. Once you have configured your channels, if you have multiple zones, you will need to configure the buttons or menus with Zone Select. The Menu or Buttons button from the top left and configure as desired. If the code plug is completed, it is recommended to save it. Simply go to File, Save As, and name the file. Once saved, you are ready to write your radio. Begin by connecting the radio to your computer. Once the radio and computer have configured, you will see the red circle in the upper left turn green. Press Write Radio to write to the radio. If you are programming radios with P25 digital channels, you may have to assign a unique ID before writing to the radio. To do this, click on the System tab, the Conventional System, edit the P25 ID to match the ID assigned to the radio. This concludes RES 200, Basic Conventional Programming. I encourage you to use the lab accompanied with this workbook. For additional training courses, please refer to the BK Technologies Training Portal.